Welcome back to the channel, 361 fam. Today's video I'm gonna be showing you how to install static cling window tint. This will also work if you're trying to learn how to install regular window tint, but these are not rules to go by for regular window tints. This stuff is a little bit more forgiving, actually a lot more forgiving than your standard window tint. Just in case y'all are new and this is the first time you're seeing the channel, this is my 2017 Ram 1500. It is naturally aspirated. Just kidding, it's NA, which means nitrous assisted, but anyway, nicknamed the Moist Ram. The reason why it's called the Moist Ram is you know, we be keeping it moist on this channel. This thing stays wet with the nitrous shot. It's a wet shot. It's a real fun toy. Plenty of videos. I'll put them up in the top. If you haven't, make sure to subscribe. But yeah, let's go ahead and get off into today's video. All right, so first things first, let's talk about static cling window tint. First of all, I got my static cling here. This is by Gila, I think is what it's called. They make static cling in 20% and 5% window tint. This window tint is not as crystal clear as your standard window tint. It is because it's being used to block a lot of heat and it is super thick. The purpose of being reusable is another reason why it's thicker like it is. So you can see here, I previously tinted this window and I messed up. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace this piece. This window tint is really cool because you can peel it off and reapply it as many times as you want. As long as you take care of it, you can reapply it and you won't have any issues with it. Peel it off, fold it up, static side turned inside to the tint. And anyway, let's roll into the steps of how this stuff works. So first of all, I'm gonna remove my track vent here. If you haven't seen the video on this, I'll put a link right here in this top right corner. So if you get popped for having too dark a tint, roll your window up, grab you a corner, just like that. Look at that, no adhesive left behind, no nothing. You can peel the tint off, as simple as that. If you want to reapply it, you just throw you some soapy water on there and work this guy back on. It doesn't have soapy water, so it's not sliding around on the window, but you can tell it re-sticks very well. So anyway, we'll just go ahead and peel this down real quick, roll the window all the way up, remove this sheet of static cling. And yes, it does create static, like all the hair on my arms is standing up like crazy right now. If somebody was around, I'd get them real good. We're gonna throw this piece off because like I said, I messed up when I did it originally, but simple as that. Now we're back to my original tint, which is fading. I'm planning on re-tinting this. So down below, let me know if you wanna see how to tint. I may do a how-to video on that. What we're gonna do is prep this window for the new piece. And this will work for doing regular window tint as well. Everything you'll need to tint windows will be soapy water, of course a tinting card. It doesn't have to be soapy water also. They have tinting solution, but soapy water, I just use regular Dawn dish soap. I don't use a lot of it. You can tell it's lightly green. That soap was like a darker green. You'll need the static cling window tint. I found this at O'Reilly's. They have it at O'Reilly's, AutoZone, Napa, CarQuest, Walmart. You'll need something that doesn't create lint for a rag. I use a microfiber. And then of course you'll need these breakable, breakaway, well I call them tinting knives because that's really the only thing I use them for unless they're laying around when I need them. This one's kind of rusted, probably not the best one to use, but this one's brand new, so we'll use this one. You can buy the higher end ones, but these cheap ones work just great. And once they get dull, you can snap the little sections off and get you some fresh blade further down in the tool like that. So that's everything you'll need in a nutshell. There are some more expert tools to use for window tinting, of course. There are plenty of different methods out there. This is just my method. I'm not claiming to be a professional by any means. I'm just your everyday YouTuber doing video content. So, you know, if you like my video, by all means use it. If you don't, you're more than welcome to go search another video for window tinting. I can tell this blade was used. We're gonna go ahead and snap a piece off of this blade. And what you'll do is get it up to your next score mark or where you think the blade is newer. You're gonna grab it with the pliers just like so, and then you're gonna snap it. You're gonna bend it just like that. Now you wanna close your eyes or turn your head away while you do that. You don't wanna stare at it like I just did. I did it for you guys, so you know, put my life on the line for you. You gotta hit that like button for me. And then now we have a fresh new sharp blade that we can use to tint our window with. So first thing you wanna do before applying your window tint is you wanna get rid of any bugs. Look at that crazy guy. Look at the color in that thing. Whoop, there he goes. Okay, anyway. Now you want to get rid of any dirt that may be on the inside or outside of the window. Mind you, you are going to get everything kind of moist in this area. If you don't like the word moist and you're cringing right now, I'm sorry guys. I don't know what to tell you. Words shouldn't hurt you. But yeah, so getting this window cleaned up. We just want to make sure that we don't have any dirt, sand, or dust Regardless if it's static cling or regular tint, dirt, dust, and debris are your enemy. It is best to do this somewhere inside, like inside the storage unit there, but of course you can see little blues hogging that up. We're just gonna do it right here in this area where the wind's not blowing too bad. You wanna go ahead and spray your inside of your window down. I know I already cleaned it for when the last time I had tint. That static clean I just pulled off, I know I had cleaned it then, but I'm gonna go ahead and make sure it's super clean once again, and just make sure that any dust that may have been on that other tint is not here. If you're removing old tint, you want to scrape all that glue off. Like I said, I can make another video for that if y'all want, whenever it comes time to retint my window. You also want to make sure this top side edge doesn't have any dirt left behind in it. And there we go, we have a prepped window ready for window tint. This static cling window tint comes packaged a little bit differently than regular window tint, and that's because they put a paper backer on there. You're gonna wanna get you a piece roughly big enough to cover the whole window and go ahead and cut it, because that way you won't be dealing with all this excess slack hanging off and trying to mess with it and stuff like that. Put you on my noggin, and I'll show you how that process is done. Also, keep in mind, you want to keep sand from getting on this. Whether it's real tint or static cling, you do not want sand on this, because of course you're going to have your problems. If you do get sand on it, you can use the soapy water and that microfiber rag if it's clean, and soap it down real good with that soapy water, and then you'll just be wiping it off, and then you can apply your film. You want to stretch this film out to where it's the width of your window. Once it's to that width, which will be right roughly about this much, we will cut this piece. Okay, so stick it in there, watch your fingers. These knives are very sharp. If you've never dealt with one, please be careful, guys. I would hate for y'all to get cut on my account. What you want to do is roll this window down roughly 2 or 3 inches away from the window sill. That way you can get to this top edge, because the top edge is where you're going to start when you're window tinting. Okay, now that we've done that, what we want to do is shoot this with soapy water. We're going to make sure that whatever side is to the adhesion film, so you have the paper here, and then you have the window tint film. So this is going to be the side that's on the glass, right? So you want to make sure that when you set this on that glass, whatever side is going to be sticking to the inside is facing out. And of course, for good reasons, because if you do it the opposite way, then you have just successfully cut the curvature for the other window for it to stick on that window, if you get what I'm saying. If not, no big deal. Just remember that fact, to make sure that your paper side or whatever side that is not your film is facing out when you stick it on the outside of the window. Out is out, okay? Maybe use that as a rule of thumb. What you're gonna do is you're gonna squirt this window down with your soapy water. Make sure to add a lot of water. It is kind of windy, so I'm gonna be fighting the wind while doing this. I'm actually gonna keep the soapy water nearby because I'll probably end up needing it. And then what you're gonna do is take your window tint, film or static cling, either or, and you're gonna stick it on there just lightly. You're gonna make sure this front edge is about where you need it to be to begin with. This is a factory edge. Nothing beats factory edges. And what you wanna do is get this factory edge lined up with where it needs to be up front, while maintaining all your slack hanging down low. You don't need a whole lot of slack. See, I only have about 1 inch. I can bring that down actually. So I've got about a 1/2 inch there. There we go. So what I'm gonna do is actually bring this over just enough. There we go. Okay, we got a 1/2 inch there. That's looking pretty good. All right, I'm happy with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some soapy water down in here one more time. Soapy water is your friend. Okay, dirt is not. Over here, and you're gonna take that tinting card after spraying that soapy water, and you're gonna work this stuff in. I am fighting the wind and it is driving me insane, but we will get past that. Okay, so I'm gonna work all this soapy water down to the bottom. It's helping us adhere this so we're not fighting the wind so much. And I'm gonna take my knife, my tinting knife, and I'm gonna go ahead and start making cuts on this. Now we're not gonna cut this bottom edge, and we wanna make sure this hangs past the bottom because we have to roll this window up, which is gonna bring the tint up, then we'll make this bottom edge, okay? So for now, what we can do is use this knife to create a hard line here, or this tinting card rather. Okay, and we can take our knife after that point, we can set it right on there, and we can run it back up to the top, nice and steady with the card if you like, or without if you feel like you have steady hands. Just like that, we get a nice edge. Okay, I'm gonna take this excess and I'm gonna cut it off, just like so. Make sure you don't scratch the paint on your vehicle or your friend's vehicle, whoever you're doing this for. There we go. Throw that back there so the wind doesn't blow it off. Okay, at that point, what you wanna do is use that window as a stencil to make your cuts for the window's edge. Now, Let me get this knife put away so I don't cut myself. I'm gonna go ahead and squeegee this edge out one more time. You can see right here, I'm using that knife on the edge of the window so I can get a line so I know where it's at. See that? You can do that with regular tint as well. There we go, I just dropped my tinting card. And pick a spot in which you'd like to start. Most people don't start at the edge, so what they'll do is they will make a straight incision straight down, just like so, just like that. And then what we'll do is we'll take this knife, I'm gonna go ahead and let it stick out a little bit more so I have some fresh blade for this part. And you're gonna take it just like so and run it down that window until you make your edge. There it is. And we're gonna take it back the other way, just like so. I'm trying to get it started. I got a dull spot. There we go. You're gonna use that window's edge to make this cut. Hopefully I'm keeping the camera on it. The camera is mounted to my forehead. Okay, so do not let your tint film come off the window like that. I messed up. You gotta keep it tight to the window and taut to the window. And yeah, we got about 3/16 of an inch off. I can show y'all how to fix that, but that was ugly. Okay, so there's our line again. Take that. We're gonna cut a relief right here so it'll bend on its own. So right now what it's not wanting to do in that corner is bend. There we go. All right, there we go. All right, so not too bad. I've seen better, I've done better. All right, so at this point, what we're gonna do is take our card, and we're gonna create a hard edge here for us to make a cut on, just like that. And I'm gonna run that knife in there, trim the excess off. Hopefully y'all can see that and I don't have y'all into the mirror. All right, there we go. We're gonna roll this window up, just like so. We're gonna lift the bottom of our paper up and we're gonna spray under it with soapy water and we're gonna squeegee that out using our tinting card. All right, here we go. So at this point, you can use this guy to get that bottom edge that we need. So there's that bottom line that we need right there. Okay, we're gonna use this card, get all the air out, just like so. Got that line ready for us. And we can also bring it over here, use it to make that line. So I'm gonna cut this one first. It'll give us a relief for this bottom to go in where it needs to go. I can see that this line is straight like it's supposed to be. Just like that. Just like that. I'm gonna take this slack off. Just like that. Same thing with this side. I'm gonna bring this one down right where it needs to be. I'm gonna use my card for the assist. Take my card, put it right here to kind of press. I'm gonna use my thumb to press this card down. I'm gonna line it up with my original cut. I'm just gonna bring that knife up to that original cut, pull the excess off. And now all we got is the bottom left. We're getting to the home stretch here, guys. Take the bottom, bring your card in, create that hard line, and as you're creating that hard line, come back with your knife and make your incision just like so, and then bring it on back. Okay, like I said, this window tint is a little bit more forgiving than your usual window tint, but same rules basically apply. And I can take it from this side and bring these lines together to meet. There it is. Okay, now we have our piece cut. From this point, what you want to do is you want to transfer this piece to the inside. We're to the part where we're going to apply this tint to the inside. What you want to do is keep all your tools handy and nearby, so start rounding your stuff up to where it's going to be handy. And I'm going to go ahead and break a new edge off of my knife real quick and get me a nice sharp thing going on again. Like I said, these are really cheap knives. They have more expensive ones that last longer, but they all do the same thing. We got our tinting card and our tinting knife, our soap. Don't mind the sand on the inside. Truck was stuck on the beach a couple days ago. If you follow my Instagram or Snapchat, you might have seen it. But Yeah, we were just having some fun on the beach. It's a truck, you know, we were trying to do truck things with it. So now we'll roll the window down, take our piece, our freshly cut piece off. Our next step is to separate our film from the backer. In this case, it is a wax paper. So we're just gonna get in there, get her started. Don't go full blow with this thing. There you go. Okay, as you start to get this separated, you want to go ahead and hit it with that soapy water. This is gonna keep it from sticking to itself. If it's real film, with this stuff, it kind of works the same way. We're gonna go ahead and get our window prepped up. Okay. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and roll the window down like we did before. This method is used a little bit differently when you're doing actual tint, but we are not. We are doing static cleaning. I think I told you guys that in the beginning. All right, so we're gonna take the static cleaning, and it is static cleaning, and we are just gonna set it on there for a few seconds because, like I said, I'm fighting the wind and I need to get this thing somewhat positioned first. All right, so we see that we're off. We can make the adjustments. Now, with regular tint, your soapy water is gonna let you slide it around a little bit. This is also gonna let us slide it around. I just do not have enough soapy water on it. So we're gonna go ahead and prep this tint up a little bit better. You can see how it's just falling down on its own. You gotta work fast with this stuff. Now I can slide it around. See that? That's what we're looking for. So what we are going to do is line it up. I'm gonna let it hang over the factory edge of the factory tint, or the original tinter's tint, because of this guy, since I have to fix it. And now we are in position. We are in position to tint this window. What we are going to do is squirt the outside with soapy water. If you got any sand on it, make sure to wipe it off with your microfiber. Now we're gonna use this tinting card to squeegee it all out and get this guy set in place for home base, baby. All right, so I got it there. I'm gonna go ahead and work this top side edge. This is the edge you wanna work first. You wanna start in this area right here and start working this stuff down this way. Work out any bubbles and creases. Then you're gonna start, just like gravity, start pushing the soapy water down. Not a lot of pressure, just moderate pressure, just to get it started on adhesion, to keep it from letting it slide around on you. Okay, we're gonna come back this way. Nice and soft, you ain't gotta go very heavy. You can see all that stuff getting pushed out, the bubbles and stuff. You see bubbles like this, you don't want to push them out this way. If it's like this, you need to run with the current on this guy. You need to push this down to this corner. There you go. Simple as that, right? I can hear a little bit of grit in there. We need to slide this back that way just a hair. You can see it's already tucking in behind the mirror, but it's not tucking in behind the door. So with this tint, being that it is static clean, we can pull it and let it slide a little bit. Booyah, baby. We'll go ahead and work this back out again. Anytime you move it, you need to re-adhere it by squeegeeing it. That's why I squeegeed it lightly. It's because if we have to make any movements, we can move it. Not a big deal. All right, now that we got this top side edge lightly squeegeed, we're gonna go ahead and roll the window up, start working this all down, working this all in, and just work it about 1 inch at a time. And just moderate pressure, nice and simple, smoothly. You can see it's already working on its own. Hopefully the camera is allowing you to see all this. All right, we're tucking it in, back behind the glass there, and boom. We are down to the bottom edge. Just like that. Look at that, guys. We have almost professionally tinted a window. Okay, at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with a little bit. I'm gonna take this guy out too. I got some bubbles there. I'm just gonna run them down. If you have random bubbles, you can pick wherever you need to evacuate them and they'll come out. With this stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and tuck it in behind that windowsill for the sake of the video. To do that, you're gonna take that card, you're gonna just lightly push it in, start working it back and forth until it pops through. Then you're gonna take that card and run that card in there. Once you do that, you can start working down, just like so. Just use the card to pry the seal. You can see I'm using that card to pry the seal, and you're kind of scissoring it in there. See that? So, boom. Okay. Now, we have gotten the basics down. What I'm gonna do, one more time, squirt it with soapy water. Now I'm going to hard card it out. So I'm gonna actually put hard pressure to this card and I'm gonna work the bubbles out. So I'm gonna come up and I'm just gonna do the same process that we have been doing for the last few steps. And I'll get all this worked out. Oh, I can't wait to fix that messed up edge. I know you guys are ready for it. Professional tinters, don't roast me in the comments. I did not say I was a professional. I'm pretty sure I've been clear on it. I am a YouTube amateur that does stuff at my own will, at my own pace, with my own knowledge. But I will take tips, you know, polite tips would be great. All right, so there we go. We got that hard squeegeed out, or hard carded. I like to call it hard carding. I don't know why. But we go hards in the paint around here. And now we're gonna work on this bottom. Do the same thing, just keep working it down, pushing it into that window seal. There we go. Get this final edge. I can see I left a little bit of a holiday on this side, but it's not ugly. All right, and then I'll take and I'll run it in there, get all that stuff out. At that point, we are practically done. I set my microfiber in the sand in the floorboard. Stuff me, Gonson. We got more microfibers. Oh, we got 20-inch bicycle tubes. All right, at this point, you're gonna take your microfiber, wipe off all that soapy nastiness you just put all over your truck, car, van, SUV, sport tracks, crossover, Tesla. All right, so what we're gonna do to fix this little notch I made is we are gonna put the card up there. We're gonna choose a good clean edge, and we are gonna use the card as a stencil. We're gonna lightly cut along the edge of the card, just ever so lightly. Our knife is sharp enough that it'll take care of any issues we're having. There we go. And then we're gonna carry it on down right here. We will be good to go, my friend. It is hot. I am sweating like crazy. There we go. Now we run this guy all the way down, take this card, stick it in the window, just like so, and we'll finish cut this bad boy just like that. There it is. Okay, now where we started, we'll take it back to where we're going, just like this. Like I said, ever so lightly, we will score it back. Use the card, put pressure down with the card as you run along it with the knife. I messed up just a hair, no big deal. There we go. You see it's peeling away. All right, so I had a GoPro issue. My GoPro died, but I did get that edge cleaned up. It's like the perfect time for a GoPro to mess up, right? And no, I'm serious. Look, it died. It's on 3%. I just turned it back on, swapped the cards out with my GoPro 7. And yeah, so that's where we're at right now. Sorry about that, guys, but you do get the idea, and I'm pretty sure you get a general understanding of how it works. Man, it is freaking hot out here. It's 100, it was like 100 degrees today. The heat index was like 113 or some crap. We're gonna go ahead and wipe all of our excess soapy water off of the truck with our microfiber, get it all nice and cleaned up. And that'll be it. We will be done with today's video. Voila. Oh, Jesus. You know. Uh-oh. Keys are in the ignition. Truck is locked. Hopefully it's just that door. Oh, thank God. Thank God. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. We're gonna be dynoing the Ram and the S10 in the next video, so make sure to subscribe. We'll catch you next time. Rep 361 Texas, we're out. Oh yeah, I forgot. You know, I was showing off for you guys. We gotta put this back on. Yeah, 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 And now I got soap all over everything again. It's a never-ending process. That's how I locked it earlier. That's everything you'll need in a nutshell. A nut sack will be soapy water or some sort of window tinting solution. It's not going anywhere. These cuts do not have to be pretty by any means. Just make sure that you don't pass up. I did it. I passed up the edge of my window. Yep. Well, hell. All right, so we're scrapping this piece, and we're gonna pretend like this never happened. Y'all still watching? Why are y'all still watching? Y'all are goofy. Come on, you know the video's over. The video is over. Like, click one of these other icons around me. Why are you still watching? It's over. Like, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Hey, what are you waiting for real? All right, we'll see you in the next one.